Hi FlossTube, I'm Bonnie Claire. This is my channel Stitched Lit, and we're going to talk about cross stitch today. I will say you might hear baby noises. I try to do this when he's napping and he's down, but he hasn't fallen asleep yet, so maybe you'll hear it. I don't know if it'll pick it up, but hopefully they're just happy sounds. If he cries a lot, I'll pause so you don't have to listen to that. I don't know about some of you, but when I hear babies cry, it kind of triggers a little bit of a stress response in me, but I'm kind of programmed that way. So I have so much to show you. I meant to do this before Thanksgiving, but everyone got sick, so you know, the show had to wait. And here we are in December, and I finally finished a bunch of things. And since there's so much and I have no idea what kind of time crunch I have with the baby, I'm gonna just jump right into it. But first, because I don't want to forget mentions, I have two floss tubers that I've been watching who I think are just hilarious, and I've been enjoying their videos so much. So first is Wendy, stitching down the, no, I'm mixing up their names, Stitching in the Matrix. Wendy, Stitching in the Matrix. Heidi, Stitching Down the Rabbit Hole. They're both so funny, and I've just really enjoyed their videos. I get so excited whenever they put out a new one. So if you're not watching them or following them, you should go check them out, especially if you enjoy laughing, because I do. I need people sometimes to like get me out of that mood. That's what floss tubes were. It's been, I found, you know, sometimes you might have a show or something that's like your comfort place, and sometimes I'm like, I just want to sit down and watch some happy floss tube people, and so those are two that I recommend for that. But anyway, I typically don't really like finishing stuff. I enjoy stitching it, and then when it's done, like the process of framing it and all that isn't my favorite, and so they do sit in a box for a while. But I tend to finish a bunch at once, and so that's what I did the other day, probably the other week or two, however long it's been. I framed a bunch of things and finished a bunch of ornaments. And so I'm going to show you all of that. I'm also going to show you just some of my past finishes that I pulled out, especially related to Christmas or winter, because they're finally out and about and I can show you. And since I restarted my channel, some of these things you may have never seen before, unless you were here back in the day. So let's get started. Framed pieces. This one, this is one of my absolute favorites. I'm so happy to have it on the wall. This is Marian Bright by Satsuma Street, and I just framed it myself, so none of them are going to be like amazingly done, but you know, I'm happy with it. So this is stitched on watermelon linen. I'm pretty sure that's the color that it's called for. And of course my voice is going all raspy. Okay, so that's number one. Next, this one. These are huge. So this was something I designed, I think in 2020. It was an embarrassingly long time ago. And the way I had done it, it was supposed to be like, just kind of like a fun little Christmas sampler type thing. A sampling of Christmas without alphabets and whatnot. And so each day, there should be 25 different motifs here. Each day I released one. So some of them could be technically stitched in a day. And this is what it all looks like. Stitched up. I mostly thrift frames. This was a thrifted one, so it's a tight fit, but it works for me. So here. And some of it, like there's a dinosaur in my wreath. The chart has a candle in the wreath because I figure some of those quirky details are not for everybody. I did still put in the year 2020 because I wanted to recognize the year I designed it, even though I finished it in 2024. And the reason there's a dinosaur in that wreath is because my kids were really into dinosaurs. I had 2 at the time, no 3, and little baby. And they had a toy dinosaur that broke, and so I just on a whim, attached it to a wreath and they hung it on their door and they loved it. So we had a dinosaur wreath that year. And then this fun fact was modeled after the house we were living in at the time. We've since moved. But it was this cute little farmhouse. So that's that. I think it's just called Christmas Countdown in my Etsy shop, which I'll link in the description if you want to go look at it. I don't talk about my Etsy shop a lot on here because I've just kind of had like a lot going on in my life, so that's been on hold. I haven't just been actively designing things right now, but I don't want to close it down because there's a lot in there, and I think someday I'll come back to it. I plan to, I hope to, but you know, when there's little babies and children, I just can't. I have to set things aside for a little while. So that's why I don't talk about it a lot, because I figure why advertise it when nothing's changing. This is by a historical sampler company. And then I just bought this frame. It was hard to find one that fit the exact dimensions, so you'll see it's a little bit bigger on the top and bottom, but honestly, I walk by it in the house and I'm just so happy it's on the wall. So I'm a perfectionist about some things, but not about everything. And I guess the thing I changed was rainbow. I think R was for raindrop, but I changed it to rainbow. Asher was my rainbow baby. He was my little sunshine after a lot of sadness. And so I had to put that in there because he's been the most joyful person in the world. He's such a joy, this kid. You'll see on Instagram, I went through kind of a phase where I was just stitching Satsuma Street ornaments every single day. Because I realized I had a bunch in my stash and she was about to release 4 more. So I was like, I need to finish at least 4 before I buy the 4 new ones. So I finished, I think 5 or 6, but then I fully finished some from last year too. No, I didn't. I didn't fully finish. Sorry. I didn't fully finish them from last year, but I'm going to show you some of last year's too. That's what I meant. That's why they're in here. Goodness. Okay. So, anyway, here's my Satsuma Street Parade. We have this one. I can't remember what they're all called. I'm pretty sure she's Lolly Claus, maybe? And I have this fun little pink tree. It's different from our normal tree because this is 2 turtle doves. Because I realized as I finish cross stitch things, there's kind of a lot, and so they need their own space. So I got a pink tree, and it really goes well with the Satsuma Street ornaments. This one, so she's doing kind of the countdown, 12 days of Christmas, and this is 3 French hens. Randomly, it was my 4-year-old's favorite. This one, I think it's Ring-a-Ding. Okay, this is Tree Topper. I'm just saying the names off the top of my head. So they might be right, they might be wrong. You know. This is what I did last year. Oops. They're tangled. This one. Oh my goodness. Here we go. And I like, I'm not usually a big fan of the perforated paper, but I like it for the ornaments. So I stitch it on perforated paper, cut it out, and then I have that sticky felt. And I just trace it on there and then put it on. It's really easy. I like easy. This one, I don't remember when I did this one. I think I finished it earlier this year or last year, but then I fully finished it this year. I'm just getting over a cold, so I know I sound congested. I feel like I always do when I'm filming. This is my favorite one, Santa Cruiser. And then this one, I also think this is beautiful, Partridge and Pear. And I'll show you in my things I bought. I did buy the 4 new ones. I've been, kind of naturally, my cross stitch buying has fallen into like 3 times of the year. The March market, Nashville market, and then the August needlework market, and then Jingle Ball. And so it was sort of happening on its own, but now I'm trying to do that deliberately, where those are the only times of year that I'm buying things, because I have a lot I want to finish before I accumulate more. Kind of like the Satsuma thing. I gotta finish 4 before I bring 4 in, or finish 5. So that's what I'm gonna be trying to be doing on purpose now. And Jingle Ball's today, so he'll be there. I'm gonna be there. But I did buy these Satsuma ornaments and got them yesterday. Okay, and then I had a few other random things. This is on my pink tree. My son made this in 2021. So I have another son who's almost done. He just has like the legs of a dinosaur. So we put his on the tree, and then hopefully we'll have a little T-Rex to add someday. I see this on Etsy all the time. It's like a macrame kit, and I've never done macrame, so I was like, I'm gonna try it. So I got the little gnome, and it was fun. I did this a couple of years ago. Isn't he cute? I think he's adorable. So I stuck him on the tree. And and then a couple years ago, I crocheted these little stars, but they kind of lost their pointiness, so they're more flowery now. But I've been telling you guys I can crochet, and I've never proved it. So here's a little evidence. Take it as you will. And then some past finishes that I pulled out. This was something I had designed a while ago that I thought was just funny. Dash away. And so I just bring him out every year. And then I can't remember. I finished this last year. I can't remember if I showed it fully finished or not, but here we are. It's a Mill Hill train. This boy of mine is obsessed with trains still, so it's a good one. And then this, I haven't, I need to glue down the edges. It's just on a sticky board thing. And then I stick it in the frame, and it kind of just hides the edges. That's how we do things. And I have to change it out soon once it's officially winter. It's been really cold though. It has felt like winter. So these are, it's a series called, I think, like Winter Gingham, Spring Gingham, and it's by, it's their old patterns, like Twisted Threads or something like that. I don't remember. If I figure it out when I edit this video, I will write it in there. But that's what that is. And they all came on gingham fabric, but I didn't have the fabric. But luckily there's still other cute gingham fabric out there. So I love this snowman. He's kind of sassy with his little pose. And then another one. This I have all year round, but I don't think I've shown it since I made it, which was 2019 maybe. And this is by Little House Needleworks. And there's autumn, winter, spring, summer. I don't see things in that order very often. I kind of like it. So there we go. This was my fun fact. First time stitching on linen, I'm pretty sure. First or second. It was one of the early times, and it's now my favorite thing. My aunt actually told me, she was like, you should try stitching on linen, and I saw it all over a floss tube, and I just thought it was going to be so hard, but it was okay. So if you're on the fence about linen, it's going to be okay. You might mess up, but we all do. This was just a random finish that's not Christmas, but the reason is this is Samantha Purdy Needlecraft, and it sits on my bookshelf. I changed up the girl a little bit. She's reading under a tree. This doesn't want to focus. How's that? And I love Samantha Purdy needlecraft patterns. I really love them. And I have quite a few, and I was like, I need to kind of work through some of these. So I wanted to do a sale because I have so many patterns and I just want to work through them, and I thought it would be really fun if people wanted to do that with me. So I was just thinking about how to officially make it a sal. I'm not a very good seller, but I'm good at the ones that are just very open-ended. So I think I'll make like the official start date January 1st, because that's just easy to remember. And it can be just a join anytime. Take as long as you need to, kind of a thing. Because my plan is I'm going to hopefully work through a bunch of patterns. So, you know, I might finish one and then I'm still doing the sal and starting another and another. So officially we can say it starts January 1st, and I'll come up with the name and everything, and I'll try to get it on the like Salender thing on Instagram. I can't remember exactly what the channel's called, but I'll like write things in the post edit here. And yeah, if you have a Samantha Purdy, start it. If you don't have one, maybe go look, see if you want to join and just be stitching Samantha Purdy needlecraft with me. So I do intend, I think starting January 1st is another sal that I have on my radar. I'm sure you all know Stephanie and Allison from Cross Stitch the Globe. Allison's birthday sal, it starts January, I think, and it's a princess sal. And so I was like, oh, how could I participate? Because I don't have a lot of princessy things, but I came across some patterns that I have by Willow Hill Sampling, and they're digital, so I'll just insert photos here. But there's like a Cinderella one, Little Mermaid, and they're kind of different, and I love them. And so I was like, I should do one of these because I've been wanting to do these for a while. So that's what I'm going to do for her princess birthday sal. I don't know what it's officially called. Sorry. But that's another one I want to do. So that's why I'm trying to keep mine open-ended. I don't want to like compete with other sales or anything, and I'm not good at a deadline. It kind of takes the fun away for me. So it's just kind of a, we're going to start a Samantha Purdy sal and it's going to last forever. Okay? I wanted to show you a few things that are not cross stitch. Just briefly, we'll come back to cross stitch, so don't run away. I have a bunch of like kits of things I've wanted to make for my kids, and they're growing really fast. So this Christmas I was, for the youngest two, mostly doing handmade gifts. So I wanted to show you one I finished. This is just a little like stuffed toy. It's a cat. Isn't this cute? It's here. Make it yourself Fair Play product. That's what it's called, right? Fair Play something. So it's just this little felt craft kit. And I did the cat. It just comes with the kit, and like it comes with the felt and thread, and then it has a template for lots of animals, and I chose to do the cat. There's a rabbit, there's an owl, there's a bear, I think there's a dog, maybe there isn't a dog, a fox, there's a bunch, but I did the cat. So this will just be a little gift for the baby, little stuffed toy. And then I want to show you what I'm making. My 4-year-old, he loves volcanoes. I was like, what do you want for Christmas? He's like, a volcano toy. Well, there aren't very many volcano toys out there, and he got some for his birthday, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna make something. This is a really old thing. I think my aunt made these for us when we were little. Look at this. This was a thrift store find, but it was like gold to me because nostalgia. So these are crocheted pillows, and they have little toys that can go inside the basket or the house or whatever. And so what I'm doing is I'm following this pattern and I'm converting it into a volcano, and I'm making a little dinosaur. So basically I copied this one. I copied the template for this, and then I think kind of like the house, I'm going to add lava. I'm just like taking bits and pieces to cobble together a volcano pillow. And it'll have an opening probably, well, yes, here, and then I think at the top I'm going to do an opening too. So, I haven't finished the back. The back's just going to be plain of this color. So once I finish that, I just sew it together. So this is going to be the front, the ground, and the sky. Okay. And then this is my volcano. Let me see if I can sort of show how it's going to go. Got a bunch of threads hanging because I have to sew it on. So, let me just be the display board here. This is going to be kind of like that. Ta-da! And I still need to do the lava, and I'll leave this part open and this part open for the little dinosaur. And the dinosaur, probably my favorite crochet company is Toft. Let me see if I can show. Toft UK. Amazing yarn and patterns. And so this was a mini dinosaur bundle, and I'm doing this dinosaur to go with my volcano. And all that I've done, I have here my yarn. Oops, dropped one of the legs. I have the legs done. So we have these two tiny front legs, or back legs. What are they? They're the back legs, and the longer ones are the front for that dinosaur. What's this one named? She names them all. Catherine the Pterodactyl. So I will have to show you when it's done. I think it might be, because I've been saying forever I want to do a video that's kind of just devoted to crochet. I have a lot of crochet toys I've made. A lot have been given away though as gifts, so I'll have to see how many I really have. And so when I finish this, if I have it together enough to do a crochet video, it might be in there, but it could make a special appearance in a cross stitch video someday, so we'll see. So those are some of my handmade gifts that I'm doing for Christmas this year, because I have to make the stuff I plan to make before they grow up. And I still actually want to make all those pillows, well, for some of them, like just the normal ones. I just happen to start with the volcano thing. Okay, back to cross stitch. I have one finish, I think. This was a very quick start and finish. A little reindeer. It's from this. This is an advent calendar, and it's got a bunch of patterns in it from Christiana Dahlbeck. Here, here's a better look at what I did. And I bought this last year, I think. Maybe even the year before. So there's really so many. I mean, on day 2 you get patterns for all of these. It's amazing. So the one I did, I think, was like day 15. Yeah, 15. There's these cute felt stars you can make and then put the pattern in the middle. I might do that. It's very cute. But we'll see. Next time I want to finish 10 things at once. So it might be a while before I do that. That was just another quick little start and finish that I did. And this fabric, I don't know if I can show it close. It's some kind of even weave, but I was at a thrift store. So my favorite thrift stores for crafts are creative reuse centers. If you have one, there's a great resource. I'll try to link it below. That someone compiled creative reuse centers near you, so you could look up your state or town or something and see if you have one. So we have a few, one near where we used to live and one near where I live now, and so that's where I find most of my cross stitch thrifted stuff, and there's a lot. Anyway, at one of them there was this huge bolt of fabric for less than $10. I don't even remember. because they were having a crazy sale. And I was looking at it and I was like, I could cross stitch on this because they were even, it was like an even weave. And so I bought the bolt. So I have a bunch of this white fabric, and I thought, you know, if I ever wanted to dye, that would be good stuff to dye fabric. Good stuff to practice on. And I haven't yet, but it's there ready for me. So some I just like the plain white. So that was like one of the best things I've ever found at a thrift store. And yeah, so we'll get into kind of whips and what I've been doing for December. So something I've been doing, I'll have to insert a photo here of the Peace on Earth banner by Satsuma Street that I finished for Christmas a few years ago, and it's one of my favorite Christmas decorations that I have. So it's really awkward to hold up, and once it's up, I kind of like to leave it up. So I'm just going to put in a picture here. And I was just thinking one day how much I love it, and I want it up all the time. But I won't. And so I was like, oh, I wish there was a happy birthday one. And there isn't, but I was like, I have a lot of the letters from happy birthday in this banner. So maybe I could use the pattern from this one and kind of make my own. So that's what I'm doing. Come to find out, I had a physical copy of the Peace on Earth chart, and I gave it away to my friend. So I just bought the PDF again of the Peace on Earth, and then she has another one called like Joy Peace Tree. These are Satsuma Street, and so I bought that PDF too, so that I could use those letters and just change the colors and make myself a happy birthday banner. So if you want to do something similar, go buy her patterns and use her patterns to do this. Okay? Let's give credit where credit's due. I haven't finished. I've finished the word happy and then the B and I. So I thought I'd just show you the letters I'm doing. And another thing, I love her pretty little cities. Oh, I should get you Amsterdam to show you. Be right back. It's wobbling. Okay. You know when you've been sitting so long, my legs are stiff. Pretty Little Amsterdam. This is by Satsuma Street. Can you tell I am a fan? This was one of my absolute favorite color palettes of a city. And so when I was deciding, so cute though, he's so cute. When I was deciding the colors I wanted to do for my happy birthday banner, I decided to pull from that color palette. I'm out of breath. Hold on. From walking to the other room and back. So, catch my breath before I try to continue this. Okay, so that's where my color palette kind of came from, was some of the colors from that. So, you know, this is just a good old copying of Satsuma Street, and that's why if you want to do this, buy her patterns. Okay? So, got an H. And then on hers, her A's were like Christmas trees, so I decided to do A's that are party hats. I could have figured out how to make it into a letter, but I liked that instead. So we've got H-A. P. And these are stitched on perforated paper. You'd think with all these ornaments and things that I just love perforated paper. But I don't. But you know, it works. So here's the other P. Y. And I did realize in her Joy Peace Tree, Peace Tree, whatever it's called, the letters are smaller, so I had to extend it a little. So, you know, did my best. Here's the B. And I with my needle, because that's where I stopped. So, that's something I'm working on. That's one whip. I want to finish it before my baby's first birthday, which is way too soon. I'm not okay. This year went by fast, really fast. I just feel like, hold on. I haven't figured out this whole parenting thing yet. Like, slow down so that you guys are okay with the job that I can do. I don't know. Does anyone relate? Or it's just like, you're growing a little faster than I'm figuring this out. I thought I'd show you the Joy Peace Tree. I found it in one of these books. I hope this is the right one. One of these books actually had it in a different color way. So I did actually buy the PDF because she has a silver version and a gold version. And I actually want to make this just as it's charted. But I want to do it in the gold version. So I did end up buying the gold PDF too. I'm just trying to give all the support I can. So this is what that tree is. And so I used some letters from that and then from the banner to make my happy birthday banner. And you know, if she ever made a happy birthday banner, I'd probably still buy that too, because I just love everything she does. So that's what that looks like. Okay, and then the other thing I've been doing for summer is this. I'm a little spontaneous sometimes, especially when it's just for hobby stuff. I do have an advent calendar. Oh my gosh. Let me just gather my thoughts. Hold on. Okay. I have an advent calendar this year from Historical Sampler Company. And I'd love to show you a video every day, but I can't. So instead I just have a little video of me trying to like film and open it with one hand, and then I post it on Instagram. But another thing I thought would be fun is I have like a lot of Christmas and winter patterns. Here's the bin. Oh, that's heavy. Every day I'm pulling something from it. It's either something that's a whip or it's a new start. And I'm just kind of picking, like, I'm not bound to stitch whatever I grab. I have to actually be in the mood for it. So sometimes I put it back and I pick another. So hopefully by the end of today, I will pick a new one with you. That would be fun. But what I thought I'd do first is show you the things that I've picked so far this month. The very first one was Kringles by Little House Needleworks, and I put it somewhere. I don't know where it is right now, so I can't show you that one. Maybe I'll put in a picture of the pattern so you can at least see what it looks like. And then I think the next day, this might be out of order, I grabbed this. So this is a vintage kit that I found by Perman. I love the Danish, like the vintage Danish cross stitch. I'm kind of low-key collecting it, and I just love it. I have Danish heritage and I just love the style, and so I'm just super drawn to it, I think, for those reasons. And so this was a kit I bought, I think this year, and I had started it, and see there's a stain on it. I'm going to stitch over that stain, but between the stain and then it kind of smelled old because I don't know how old this is. I did about that much, and then I was like, I need to wash this thing, and so I did. And now, like, there's still a faint smell, but it's not bad. It just smells kind of like thrift store. But before it was like overpowering, so I did. I washed it, and I washed all the fibers that came with it, so they're a little bit messy, but so is my life. And so I didn't end up stitching much on it that day because I gave it a bath. And so that's when I'll probably actually pick up again. That's why this has been a very spontaneous thing. So far it's been like, I'll just do a new project every day, but some I want to revisit, so it might not stick to being a new project every day, like for the month or whatever. There's no plan here. There really isn't. And then another one I pulled out was this. Why did I open the box? Okay. From Owl Force Embroidery. I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb, so texts keep popping up on my phone. This, I don't know what it's called. I'm not seeing Hyperborea. Seeing the English. And I had bought the full kit, so I have this big long piece. But I really love the polar bear spot, so that's where I had started. This much was pretty much done, so it was a whip technically. You'll get the feeling I have a lot of whips. But I will after this month. No doubt. But that's okay. Who was it? I think Annie from Exo Needle in the Hay. She was like, you can't finish it if it's not started. Probably a lot of people have said that, but she's the one most recent. So the chart, it's actually split up into 3 chunks. Probably like right here and here. And I think even though I have the whole long fabric, I'm probably still going to separate them and frame them separately. We'll see what I decide to do. We love the polar bears the most here, and it's kind of like a family thing, but so I'm sorry with that one. Anyway, let's just get to the point. My baby might be waking up. You got to stay with me for his whole nap time. Okay, and then the next one I did, I feel like I'm missing a day. What day is it? Kringles, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one. My brain. Oh, it was the finish. It was the reindeer finish. That's the one I missed. And then I haven't pulled today's. So this was yesterday. See, Samantha Purdy. See, I'm already kind of starting this out, but for your sake, we'll say January 1st. Twilight Fire. This one I had started. So it was like the tiniest whip on this scrap fabric that I have. I want to say this is like Phantom by Picture This Plus. Maybe not though. I'm pretty sure it's Picture This Plus. And that's how much I've done. And I looked at this scrap and I'm like, is this gonna fit? What was I thinking? But it fits, barely. I don't give myself huge margins since I do my own finishing. And I can make it work. Okay, so that's everything I've done so far this month. Now, in one of these pauses, I decided to put some things away to kind of clean up before I resumed filming. And while I was doing that and going around the house, I found a couple other finishes that I forgot to show you. So one was from this year and one was a past finish. So this year, you might remember when I was stitching these up, I fully finished it. And I think I was telling you in a video like, oh, I want to find a kind of window pane frame, but I'm not seeing them anywhere. A thrift store is probably my best bet, blah, blah, blah. Well, in our little storage shed, I have a lot of my frames that I found in the past and just kind of held on to. And I found this, so it was a thrift store frame that I found in the past. And I just left it like painted the way it's painted. Maybe I'll change that someday. But I just put this gingham fabric over a board. Oh, he is awake. Okay, we'll be quick. And then I attached the seasons to each pane. So, and I did that. My memory is all this finishing I did while I was listening to the book The Woman by Kristen Hanna. Kristen Hanna, right? Someone. It's about the women who served as nurses in the Vietnam War. It's fiction though. And it was so good. So that's what I think of when I see these finishes. That's what I was doing. So that's my little book part for today. And then another finish from the past, this was the past winter one. This is called First Snow. I need to go back and iron some of these again. By Alicia Paulson. I love this one, it's beautiful. So this is another one of my top favorite designers is Alicia Paulson. Just such beautiful stuff. So I had stitched this along with Christina, one of my first like virtual friends from connecting through cross stitch. She was one of the first people who ever reached out and was like, want to do a stitch along? And I need to get back to you about doing a stitch along with some of those other houses that we talked about. I thought I'd show you, I've been filming myself like opening these for a little Instagram video, so I already did that this morning, but I thought I'd show you what today's was. So this was my advent calendar from Historical Sampler Company. Aren't these cute? I've always wanted the little heart scissors, but I never bought them. So good thing I didn't because I love these. So that was today's little advent. Happy Stitchmas. And then another thing, this was something I had bought So we'll kind of go into purchases portion. There's so much time between my videos. I usually don't save things if I buy them, because I want to stitch them right away, and it's just way too long to keep track of all that. I don't know. In a future, more organized life. But this was something I had bought and started. So it's a kit. I bought it on French Needle Press, and it came with the fabric and the chart, and then the thread's just DMC, which I pulled from my stash. And here's my start. So I love this one. Don't be surprised if you see on Instagram that I pull this out another day. And then the other thing I had bought, I told you, like the newest ornaments from Satsuma Street. They're all in my bin, so these are the other ones. So there's the rings for the 12 Days of Christmas. We got this guy, we got this mouse, and we got the drummer. So, but this is my favorite one. So, he's going in the bin to pull out and stitch sometime, hopefully. Okay, and then the very last quick thing. I went to a mini retreat. I think we might be doing them twice a year. It's just a local thing. I found a local stitching group, and I can't go most of the time. They meet like twice a week. But I've been able to go to the mini retreat. So I did that back in November, and I just wanted to show you a few things I got from either the freebie table, or we had a local Etsy shop that was like a vendor there. So I got these floss drops. Oh, baby's crying. Okay, really quick. This was also a free thing since I've got my little boys. And then where's the, I'm trying to find her card. Okay, so the vendor was Bestie Barn Creations. And so she gave everyone a little bag of goodies, which they're not all in there now. Some are edible. And this is what I bought from her. I bought hand cream, so that's in my basket. And then I bought this. I love the Bee Company little kits. And this was one I hadn't seen before that I thought was cute. So, not a lot, but you know, I'm not trying to buy a lot. So, I succeeded. And then there's a freebie that is just a chart, so I won't show you. And then this was at the free table. I love Kathy Barrick, and I don't have this one. The Early Fractor Drawing. And it's pink. I love pink. So, that, and then the very last thing is, I'm just going to pick something, hopefully I like what I draw, to do for my stitching today. So, this one's poking out. This is a stocking. My kids don't have stitch stockings. I'm not really feeling it. I love it, but I'm not doing that today. So, we'll try again. Okay, I'll do this one. This is the Trilogy Giggly Wiggly Penguins. This is started barely a long time ago. Where's the started side? This. So it's this old color and cotton fabric I have, and barely started, so I'll continue it. And that's gonna be what I stitched today. So you'll see more on Instagram. I hope I covered everything, but my baby's awake, so I gotta go anyway. And this has been long. It's been a while since I've had a long video. Thank you everyone who watches, who subscribes, and who shares my channel. I'm just kind of a low, quiet thing here because I can barely do this. So I really appreciate the people who come and visit and comment, especially I love comments. So it's been fun connecting with people and making my internet friends. So I hope you all have a good December. I have no idea when I'll be back, as usual. And stay tuned on Instagram for more on the Stitch Along, the Samantha Purdy Stitch Along. I hope you'll join me. Tell me if you do, either in the comments or over on Instagram, which my Instagram's Stitched Lit. And I have to go. My baby's crying. So, have a good life. Bye.